Hello and welcome to 18.2, the respiratory system. We're going to look at all different aspects of the respiratory system. The red blood cells are like trucks that transport cargo on a highway system, starts your text. Their cargo is oxygen, and the highways are the blood vessels. So what we're going to talk about now is how the oxygen is picked up. We're going to look at parts in the journey, which is ventilation, the pulmonary gas exchange, that's at your lungs, the gas transport, and the peripheral gas exchange. Make sure you read this section on ventilation. It'll talk about how the air, the ventilation, how it gets down and in and out of your lungs. Remember, of course, we all know that it enters through our nose or mouth. It heads down to the pharynx, which is a long tube that is shared with the digestive tract, and then it goes through the larynx or the voice box and down into the trachea or the windpipe. This is a long pipe that leads down to the chest, and once it gets to inside there, it breaks into the bronchi. So let's take a look at this through a diagram. Here we are, air coming in through the nose, air coming in through your mouth. This is the pharynx. Then it comes down through the voice box into the trachea, and then down the trachea, and this is where it splits into the main bronchi, the right and left bronchi. As the air comes down, it then filters into all of these little passageways. And at the end of one of these passageways, let's just look up here, this is what we have. And where the oxygen is actually diffused into the bloodstream is right here in the alveoli. That's the critical gas exchange portion of your respiratory system or your lungs. So let's take a closer look at that. So let me just go back real quick. So we're going in right here into the alveoli, and we're making it real big in this diagram. So oxygen depleted blood comes in, it comes down, it gets rid of the carbon dioxide from cell respiration, and it takes in the oxygen by diffusion into the blood, and then the blood leaves. This is how, in the alveoli, this is how the oxygen gets into our blood, in the lungs. These alveoli, for your entire life, it's important to keep them really, really in healthy shape. We'll see that things like smoking are not good for the alveoli. So, breathing depends on the contraction of the diagram. There's a muscle down here, just beneath your lungs, which allows the chest to expand, the air flows in, and the chest to contract, the air flows out. So inhalation and exhalation dependent on this muscle down here called the diaphragm. We mentioned how important the alveoli were. Here is the middle one. Here is a section of healthy alveoli. When things go wrong with the alveoli, like if you catch pneumonia, fluid and blood fills the alveoli. Well, you know what happens if a fluid fills this. The gas can't get in, the gas that you're breathing. And it will also thicken the alveoli walls, which again makes gas exchange, that oxygen coming in, the CO2 coming out of the blood, makes that more difficult. Now, if you've become a lifelong smoker, please try and stop the smoking habit. It's tough on your alveoli. As a matter of fact, what happens is smoking breaks down the membranes right here. So as you can see over here, all of these have been broken down. And that's why you'll see someone who's been a lifetime smoker, they might be carrying around their oxygen because they just don't have much function in their alveoli anymore. Now, because smoking is so damaging and really can cost you years of your life and also cause sudden death, the government has asked cigarette manufacturers to put these warnings. Cigarettes are addictive, they can cause cancer, it can kill you, it can harm your children. We now know that secondhand smoke harms kids. Cigarettes can cause strokes and heart disease, fatal lung diseases. And of course, we know that smoking while you're pregnant can really damage your child. So please look over the lesson summary, read this, make sure that you understand all of this, go back in the text. Also, I wanted to mention that we have two focus animations that I'd like you to watch. One of them is this short one from TED Ed, How the Heart Actually Pumps Blood by Edmund Huey. It's very, very well done. It'll be linked here with an end of card on this presentation, but it's also linked on the presentation. We also have Oxygen's Surprisingly Complex Journey Through the Body by Enda Butler, and this is about respiration. Also really well done, a great focus animation. This is linked on the YouTube video, the screencast that you're watching now, also on the presentation. So that's it for Chapter 18, 18.1 and 18.2. Good luck on the quiz. Make sure you read and study, and we'll see you soon.